Join us as we fish, scuba dive, and explore the BVI.
In this episode, we explore some of the beautiful resorts and beach bars and visit the famous Callwood Distillery.
The scenery above the water in the BVI is beautiful, and so is the scenery below the water. I'll take you under the waves and show you some of the beautiful sea life.
Hi, I'm Carl.
Look at them apples, huh?
I'm Penny. Yellow feather. I guess a yellow feather is good for catching barracuda, and that's it. And I'm Lacey. Knowing how isn't my job. I just drive the boat. We're just three very ordinary people on an extraordinary adventure.
Come join our family as we travel the world by sailboat, exploring exotic locations, and become one of the travelers in paradise.
This is a really neat distillery. It's been in the same family for over 100 years. They brew some of the finest rum that you'll taste. It's made like how they used to make rum, from cane sugar juice, not molasses. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and have a taste of rum. Today we are in the BVI on the main island of Tortola. Let's head over to Cane Garden Bay to visit the Callwood Distillery. There are several ways to get to Cane Garden Bay. Our favorite is to rent a car and adventure out on the island roads. On the southern end of the beach at Cane Garden Bay, look down the side roads for the small sign hidden near the building. We're going to meet up with Kervin, and he's going to show us how Callwood Distillery makes their rum. Kervin,
this would be nice because I get a little break from the fire.
there you go. Rest your wrist a little bit, you know, take a break, cool off. So you were saying this is sugar cane?
Yeah, this is actually what we take to make the rum. Well, we also have farmers on the island also plant the sugarcane. So this is also local. We don't buy it from different islands. We keep everything here local.
Oh, fantastic.
So the people who actually own this building will be the Callwood family for 200 years.
Oh, wow.
And those guys are still making rum like the old-fashioned way. The island here started off with 26 rum distillery. This one here will be the last one remain.
Really?
And we still make it like the old-fashioned way. The rum here will also guarantee you no headache. It won't make you feel upset. Just knock you out cold. So when we crank up the engine, the machine will be spinning very fast. And we put the cane between here. The cane will get crushed, the juice will fall to the bottom, and then run back into the sink.
Okay, so it comes down into the sink after it gets crushed. What do you do with the spent cane?
We take the dry skin, put it in the sun to dry, bring out all the cane, pile it up here. So we take the skin, pile it in this hole, light the fire. In this building have 4 pots. This big round thing here, this is how the pots look like.
Okay.
So we have the juice into the pot here. We burn it here for 3 hours to burn out some of the water. If you burn the juice more than 3 hours, the juice forms into thickness. The people call that molasses. Every island you go to make rum from molasses. We do it here like the pirates used to love it, from pure cane. So that way we burn it up to 3 hours, then put it into some barrels into the building here for it to ferment for 8 days. After 8 days, it forms into a wine and then pump it to the front of the building. So let's make a walk to the front of the building. So
one of your stills working today. I see it working double time.
The pot's made out of copper, so we call it a still. Well, long ago those guys used to be using 2 stills, but now we're using like 1 still. So we store like 4 barrels of wine into the one to the back there. By boiling it, everything will vapor up. The vapor will form as a liquid and run down through that pipe there.
Okay.
That pipe there goes through a water system and then bursts back into the building. So the rum will come out white. It comes down like 150 to 120. I cannot sell you that, or else the cop's gonna lock me up. The law to sell it will be all 80 proof, 40%.
Okay, don't want to get you in trouble. So.
So what remain back in the pot is just waste. We just let that out the next day. So let's go back inside the building. So I will show you where the rum come down into and how we get the dark rum. Okay, down in the hole down here is where all the rum will come back into.
Okay, so the dripping that we see now is
the
rum.
Yeah, is the rum taking its time to coming down.
That's that good smell that we're smelling? Oh.
So in the next few minutes we'll be running a little much more faster than that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So everything have to vapor, so as the vapor forms into liquid and run down there. So what we do with this, these bottles you see on top there called demijohn is where we keep it into to keep the color and strength. This have no flavor, so you use it for like a mixing rum. I use this with cranberry juice, goes very good with cranberry.
Okay.
Okay, this is the dark rum. It's the same cane rum, but how we get the color is by taking the white rum and storing into these barrels for 4 years. The barrels is burned from the inside, made from oak wood. So the rum will draw the color natural. The flavor will be a scotch taste, like caramel. So you try this on the rocks, coffee, pina colada, different juices. So a lot of people come like off season when we're not making the rum. So a lot of people come here, they don't believe, you know. See a very old building, is like, wow, you guys not making it. Everybody rum from different islands.
There it is. You see it coming out of the tap right now. Drip, 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 drip,
They
drip.
are distilling
Liquid gold.
And even if you do come here off season and they're not distilling it, because once again they do it only once a year when the cane's ripe, they're still making the rum because they have to age it in barrels for 4 years. It's still making, it's still doing it. So
Cool.
well, fantastic. Kervin,
I also
thank
have
you
my
for-
personal rum too, but my personal rum is aged for 10 years.
Uh-oh.
It's also a darker color.
Oh, now we're talking some of the good stuff.
So okay, so now we got to
Now,
get
what
our
is this? How is this
stuff in.
different?
It's the same rum, but just that one aged for a longer
Aged
time.
for 10 years.
For 10 years, and this is 4 years, so the color will be a little darker.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
what
So
a
this is
difference.
much more smoother. So I use this with sugar and lime or honey and lime.
Oh.
Drink it straight on the rocks.
With just some sugar and lime on the
Honey
rock.
and lime.
Or honey and lime.
And is any of this for sale?
Well, I have those for $10. I never used to sell it, but a lot of people come here and ask me what I drink. When I give them sample, they love it.
So there's a good secret, folks. When you come here, talk to Kervin and tell him you want some of the good stuff.
Stuff's hid out back.
Only the single woman get this. I am single.
Oh, okay.
Stay tuned. After the commercial break, we're going to be scuba diving the Indians, where among other cool things, we saw a pair of lobsters. Travelers in Paradise is brought to you by
Equinox, because the only thing that should get wet is you. Sea of Love, Captain BVI Yacht Charter.
Stay tuned. Travelers in Paradise will be right back. Welcome back to Travelers in Paradise. We're going to go dive the famous rock formation, the Indians.
As we dropped in on the north side of the Indians, we knew that we were in for a treat. Bright, colorful corals and an abundance of fish were waiting to greet us. Behind the yellow sea whip and in front of the fan coral, you can see the tail of a trumpet fish sticking out. Trumpet fish can grow to 2.5 feet in length, and they float vertically in the water, trying to mimic things like this yellow sea whip. These are blue chromuses. These pretty blue fish are often found in saltwater fish tanks. Here on the reef, though, they swim right above the surface of the corals in large schools hunting for plankton. While scuba diving, it's awesome to look at all the pretty fishes, but it's also pretty cool to do your part to help scientists gather information that they can use. Reef.org is a foundation that links the diving community to scientists and conservationists through marine life data collection, such as fish surveys. Fish surveys is where divers can collect information on fish species and numbers of fish that they see while diving. Now here's the blue chromuses, but if you look at the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a twiggy thing, and that is an arrow crab. Pretty rare little thing to see. The striped fish is a juvenile princess parrotfish, and this is a yellow goatfish. In the Caribbean, you don't include mollusks in your fish surveys, but this is a great example of a flamingo tongue and the feeding tracks that he leaves on the fan corals. A lot of times when divers see these, they think they're seeing a pretty spotted shell. What they don't realize is that this is actually his mantle that he's pulled across himself to build his shell. So then when the flamingo tongue is disturbed or dies, the mantle comes off and you're left with a plain, nondescript, creamy shell. Here's more blue chromuses, and the black and white ones are juvenile princess parrotfish. The bottom left-hand side of the screen are four-eyed butterfly fish. Butterfly fish mate for life. See these little guys? They're related to sea bass. These are fairy basslets, and these little dudes love zooplankton. The big pretty blue guy is a blue tang. He's a member of the surgeonfish family, and that yellow mark on his tail is his scalpel. Here's some more fairy basslets, and just look at everything on this coral. The barracuda. The sign of a healthy reef is predators cruising around it. If the fish population isn't large enough to sustain predators, such as this great barracuda, the predators move on to other areas. See all the white stuff in the water? That's plankton. The plankton are blooming right now because a river down in South America washed out, causing all of its nutrients to be flushed out into the ocean, where the currents then brought it up here. And this guy, although he looks like a yellow goatfish, he's actually a yellowtail snapper. Look at all of these corals. Corals are actually living animals. They're not plants and they're not rocks. These shy beauties are banded butterfly fish. Cowfish are somewhat rare and rather shy. They feed on coral and shrimp. These are a pair of spiny Caribbean rock lobster. Unlike the more common Maine lobster, they have no claws. They are, however, a favorite meal of Carl, so we're not going to tell him about these two. We couldn't take them anyways, as the Indians is a protected park area and does not allow for any lobster harvesting or fishing here.
Stay tuned. We're going to be fishing down the Sir Francis Drake Channel, and then we're going to visit our friends at Blue Water Divers. Travelers in Paradise will be right back.
Whether you are a novice or advanced diver, Blue Water Divers has been teaching people to scuba dive and leading dive trips in the British Virgin Islands for over 30 years. Some of the top dive spots in the BVI are the world-famous wreck of the mail ship Rome, the Indians with their amazing rock formations, and the colorful Rainbow Caverns just off of Pelican Island. All of these are just a quick boat ride away from our two convenient locations. Contact Blue Water Divers today and plan your next scuba vacation.
Welcome back to Travelers in Paradise.
The Virgin Islands is known for the fishing out on the North Drop, some of the best marlin fishing in the world. On this trip, we had a great family vacation fishing on the inside of the Sir Francis Drake Channel. Caught a nice mixed bag, all kinds of fish, but most importantly, we just had some real good family fun. These sailboats make for a wonderful platform for fishing and scuba diving. In fact, the sugar scoops on the back make it real easy to get in and out of the boat, and its nice broad decks makes it nice for putting out a big 4-rod spread. The decks are real wide, it's easy to walk around. I tell you, it's just a real palace. We're gonna load the dink here and go out and do some fishing.
Cool, I actually saw him hit. I don't think this is a tuna. It's not fighting very strong. What is it? Oh, it's a little tuna.
Hello, little feller.
Thanks. Get around you, babe.
Fishing here in the Sir Francis Drake Channel and the BVI just make for some really good family fishing, just a real enjoyable day.
Very fun. Ready? Gonna let him go. Say bye-bye.
Don't know what I have. Our yellow feather went off. First fish on the yellow feather. It wasn't fighting at first, and now it's kind of pulling. Let's see what it is. Here she comes. Barracuda!
All right. Mommy got a cuda. Oh, barracuda.
We're going to try to do some on that long distance release with, oh, and I catch something. It's a mahi. I'm thinking, I'm so excited, I'm catching a mahi. So I'm reeling it in, and it's a barracuda.
You stole the bait?
Well, that's no problem. I'll just either do a long distance release, or maybe I can actually get it and hold it up to the camera and show everyone. And the thing turns around and bites it off. 200-pound monofilament just bit it off and took off with my yellow feather. I guess a yellow feather is good for catching barracuda, and that's it. I don't know what we're going to put out now.
We'll figure something out.
When vacationing down the BVI, chartering one of these sailing catamarans is a great option for a family. This boat is incredibly comfortable. It has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, a full galley, refrigerator, freezer, everything you could want. In fact, one of the options when you charter is you can get a captain to run the boat for you, and you could even get a cook to live on board. The decks are wide and spacious. As you can see, there's plenty of room to move around the boat. It's like having your own floating island.
Big fish?
Big fish. Oh, man. That's what I've been waiting all day for. Man, he took a screaming run, too. I guess it's another barracuda.
No? No, it's tuna. Tuna. This is a different kind of tuna.
Ooh, this is a yellowfin tuna. This is the good eating sushi type tuna. Sushi tonight. Look at them apples, huh? Woo! Look at the fins on him. He's a little speed demon now. Woohoo! He hammered that. I mean, he hammered that. My left arm is
Oh, you
killing me.
big wimp. It wasn't
That was a
that
tough
big.
fall. Well, he ain't done. He's knocking at the door.
Stay tuned, folks. After the break, Lacey will be meeting with Keith and Mike from Blue Water Divers.
Travelers in Paradise will be right back.
Do you like to vacation at waterfront resorts? Do you like to swim? Want to look out at the water and see all the pretty sailboats? Well, stop looking and start doing. On Sea of Love, you are the view. Let this gorgeous sailing catamaran be the place you stay on your next vacation. Jump right off the decks and into pristine, crystal clear, 82-degree water chock full of pretty fishes and places to explore. Make Sea of Love your next vacation choice.
Welcome back to Travelers in Paradise. Blue Water Divers has been in business since 1980 and has been voted the best dive operator in the BVI. Blue Water Divers has 2 locations, one at Nanny Key and the other at Soper's Hole on the west end of Tortola. In this episode, Lacey meets up with Mike at Blue Water Divers' Nanny Key location.
Yeah, we're fortunate in that we have 4 ways of making an income here. The first is taking people diving, teaching and taking tours out to show them the BVI waters. For new divers, we do a resort course, which is a morning lesson to get them diving. If they enjoy that, then we do have 3 more days where we can get them certified.
Okay.
But it's a resort course or an introductory course.
And what other levels of instruction do you offer?
We go all the way up to Dive Master, so that would include advanced, rescue, then Dive Master.
Great. Tell me a little bit about your guys' boats that you have here.
Okay, we've got 4 boats basically. We've got 2 32-footers, one a fast catamaran which we use for private charters, and then the one behind us, which we take up to groups of 6 on. The boat we've got here is a Delta 34, and we take up to 10 people on this one. And then the most we ever take is 12 divers, and that's on a Defender 39. As far as groups go, we keep our guided tours to 6 per person. We also have a retail store, which obviously sells dive gear and related types of dive equipment. We do a rental program as well, and you'll find that a lot of these charter boat companies here and charter boats that go out like to go and dive by themselves, so they take rental gear out. So we supply them with all that gear. And we also do commercial diving, which is maintaining boat bottoms and changing their props, shafts, and anything involved with repairing boats underwater. Get us on email at bwdbvi@surfbvi.com. They can telephone us at 284-494-2847 or on our website, which is www.bluewaterdiversbvi.
Okay. If anybody is interested in having a great dive vacation, please get in contact with Blue Water Divers.
It's time to relax on the beach with a cold bucket of Bushwhackers.
It's rumored that Blackbeard the pirate hid his treasures here on Norman Island in Privateer Bay. These rumors are what inspired Robert Louis Stevenson to write his book Treasure Island. Today, Norman Island is home to Pirate's Bite. Pirate's Bite is a restaurant and beach bar with excellent food and great cold cocktails. Now let's go over to the beach bar and watch Sandy make the famous Bushwhacker.
I'm going to make the famous drink of the pirates, a bucket of Bushwhacker. All right? Here we have creme de coco. We add a little bit of that. Then we add a little bit of amaretto. We have a little Callwood. This gives it a real good flavor. Then we have a famous Emmet. You can use Bailey's, doesn't matter.
It's all good.
Yeah. Then we have famous cream of coconut, Coco Lopez. We add a little bit in there just to make it a little sweet, but not too sweet. There we got your ice. To use some famous umbrellas. A lot of people like to use a nutmeg, but for me, I like to use chocolate. Here you have it, our famous Bushwhacker. Thank you.
Island time, no